Welcome, one and all in one, or something like that, to Making Sales Social Live, coming to you from the Social Sales Link virtual studios. I'm Bob Woods of Social Sales Link. Some call me the LinkedIn Sherpa. And in the co host seat with me, are next to me, not with me, or wait a second, would that be with me or
You're
next?
virtually with each other.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but you're not physically in the seat with me. So I'll figure that out later. But
The
with me
Santa
is
question.
she is fellow SSLer and a LinkedIn and social selling strategy trainer and coach all on her own. She's also known as the LinkedIn Whisperer, Bryn Tillman. How you doing today, Bryn?
Bob, I'm always good when I'm live with you.
And we are live, and Stuart already has hashtag the best day of my life. We appreciate that. I'm assuming you're talking about us and not something else. If you're talking about something else, fantastic
That's
as
good
well.
too. He has a Bart Simpson picture.
Oh, a Bart
However,
Matt Groening style. Yeah.
however, the best day is SpongeBob. So we're a little sorry.
Oh. See, I don't
And
watch SpongeBob, so I don't and I realize that with me having the name
SpongeBob,
Bob, I should watch the names. I should watch SpongeBob, but, there's
well,
only so
just
many hours in
side
a day.
note, SpongeBob is an awesome show. Like
I've heard that so often.
like Simpsons, right? Like I don't know. It's really funny. Anyway, I was fortunate to raise children in the SpongeBob age.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you would have. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep,
Anyway,
absolutely.
moving on.
Moving on. Yeah, so, I mean, I seriously, can you believe it's almost 2024?
No,
I can't. No. Yeah,
no.
not even close. And if you're listening to the podcast version of this episode, we're in the future or future for us, but for you, it's just now 2024. So it's the perfect time to look at either starting or improving what you do on LinkedIn to begin those sales conversations, to close deals, get additional business from current clients, and network with fellow professionals. Today, Bryn and I will share 7 strategies that will help you exceed even the most audacious goals you have for the upcoming new year. And hopefully, they are all audacious. So, Bryn, you got anything before we delve into the specific strategies?
Yeah, I don't know how to spell audacious.
Ah,
Well,
Audacious.
all right. Well, and we'll have a transcript.
And we'll have a
Anyway,
transcript.
so
And
let's
hopefully the
dive in. I'm
transcript.
really excited because, we spent a good like 11 minutes coming up with this list, Bob. So
Yes, we did. So hopefully it will take at least that long to actually do this. So, number 1, and one of my favorites, just because everything, I can't tell you how many times I've said this, but it's true. Every single thing you do on LinkedIn brings people back to your profile. So revisit your profile. It's really
yes.
easy, but it's not at the same time, depending on the condition of your profile.
Yeah, so here I'm gonna just I'm gonna go through my quick things and then you'll tell me what I forgot. So make sure that your banner is clear. So there was a time where you could upload a banner and it fuzzied it. That's
Yeah,
been
God, I remember
fixed.
those days. Yeah.
It's been fixed, but every once in a while I see someone with a fuzzy banner and I'm like, I know exactly the time that you uploaded this. So if you are a fuzzy banner victim, it's time to upload your background banner.
Yep. Fuzzy
Your
Banner is a Fuzzy Banner, that one-hit wonder band from the '90s.
Oh, that would be a good name. I
Yeah,
like
it would
that.
be.
So the other thing is look at your photo. Does it match what you see in the mirror?
Yep, 100%.
If it doesn't, change it.
Yep.
Headline. Do you have a compelling headline that when your prospects, buyers, clients, referral partners get to your profile, you have resonated with them? They go, "Ooh, they work with me." You've created enough curiosity that leads them to your solution to the point where they're like, "I want to keep reading." If it doesn't, it's time to relook at that. What you tell the formula.
Who you help, how you help them, the services you provide, and the results that you bring.
Mic drop. Okay. update your headline. If it doesn't meet Bob's criteria, it's time to review and fix. Lots of other things. Is the content on your featured section new, or is it a year or two old?
Right.
Sometimes I will look at something and I will see content that is outdated and not even relevant to what the person does anymore.
Yeah,
So,
especially that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes to the really, really quickly, think of the LinkedIn profile, or I'm sorry, think of the LinkedIn featured section like a produce section. Get the old stuff out.
ooh, oh,
Otherwise, it ain't gonna sell.
I want a whole grocery store aisle thing. Like, what's the pasta
Oh,
and
yeah.
sauce aisle?
Yep.
That's, the Hardy Foundation. I don't know.
Yep.
That you can have some fun with that.
We can
Okay.
figure that out later. But yeah, but yeah, the featured section is your produce section, man. It's got to bring value and it's got to be, the newest, freshest stuff that it can possibly be.
Yeah, and although we could go through, and this isn't a whole profile thing, but we go through the about section, the experience section. Here's two things I'm going to say. Check your skills, make sure they're all relevant, and make
Mhm,
sure that you're including the skills that people are going to use when they're searching for your service or product.
mhm.
And look at your recommendations. If the last recommendation you have is from 2021, it's time to get more recommendations. If the last recommendation you've given is from 2021, it's time to give some more
It's time
recommendations.
to and just so you know, next week we are talking specifically about the profile for 2024. So if you're thinking you might need a little help with that, stick around because next week we will dive specifically into that.
So I'm going to yes and that. Come with your profile questions. And if
Mhm.
you're adding them into comments, we can specifically answer your questions to help you position yourself.
And
Perfect.
that's for people who attend the live. If you're on the recorded podcast version, obviously you can just listen and learn.
Well,
Number
wait.
oh,
They can sign up for socialsaleslink.com/library and ask your questions in our community.
that's even better. Love that. And we also do have in the library specific content that can also help you with your profile. So, yeah, 100% there.
Fabulous. Okay, next.
Now we move on to number 2. Take inventory. So, we're not talking about the stuff that's in the back room that you need to go once a quarter or once a year and take inventory of that stuff. Although you could probably think of it like this: take
Sure.
inventory of your connections.
Your
So your
warehouse in
connection.
your grocery store. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the back room or the basement or wherever they keep that stuff
This
depending.
is so
But
important.
yep, absolutely. 100% important.
So you can export your connections or you can actually search your connections. But LinkedIn tells us that every year there's a 20% turnover. That means that 1 out of 5 of the people in your network are at a new job this year. There are new opportunities inside of your network that you are not leveraging right now. I promise. Because you know what? Bob and I miss a lot of those too. And we do a
Yeah.
good job
Oh,
of this.
everybody 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 does. The most seasoned LinkedIn professional misses them because there's only so many hours a day. You have to devote some time specifically to do this. Mark it on your calendar, block it out to do it because otherwise it ain't going to get done. Because I know I'm like that. So, no judgments, no shame. You got to do it.
Yeah, and so take inventory, put in a column in the left hand. So if you export your connections, put in a column for your prospects, your clients, your referral partners, categorize them, and have a reach out strategy for 2024. There will be lots of people that you have no interest in talking to, and that's okay too. But about
Yep.
10% of your network are people that you're ignoring that had they walked into a room, you would have been excited to have a business conversation with.
Absolutely. You're unintentionally ignoring them. I always like to say that because ignoring them sounds like you're purposely doing it. You're unintentionally ignoring these people. So don't feel bad. Just do something about
Because they're ignoring you too.
it. Yeah, that's true. And they're not doing it in a negative way
Thank you.
either. It just happens.
All right, what's
Number
next? Yes.
yeah, number 3, a little bit of ACSA. Yeah. So,
My
yes,
favorite.
yes, account centric selling. What you should do Identify anywhere from 20 to 100 key accounts that you want to get into for 2024. Sounds easy, may not be, depending on,
We're gonna make
your
it easy
if you have
right
a
now.
territory or blah blah blah, whatever. But it's a crucial that you actually have goals set specifically for accounts, because people are people, but accounts, you can have several people within one account. So, and then you should also be expanding within those accounts as well, which Brent is going to get into that a little bit more now.
So getting that list of accounts, I'm gonna make it easy. So assuming you have a network, an existing network, you want to obviously take a look at your favorite clients, the best clients, the ones you want more of. Identify the industry, the size company by number of employees. There are a bunch of, even in the free LinkedIn, filters that can help you to identify specific companies, geographic location. So once you've identified and matched your existing clients that you want more of to the filters in LinkedIn, you can now add one more filter, which is first degree. So you can build a list of your ideal accounts based on companies that you already have a connection in. So that is a great way to start your 20, 30, 40 list. It may not get you to 100, but it will definitely get you started. And then you start to map out all the decision makers and influencers inside of the organization.
And that's actually number 4, maxing out that social proximity within your leads and accounts to figure out if you're either with the best person to help get you going within the account or even a decision maker, or are you a degree away from them, but that person can actually help you get to those people. That's part of mapping out, say that 3 times fast, mapping
You're
out
so
social proximity.
perfect. So we did get someone that we're not going to address today that had a question about his LinkedIn headline. Bring that next week and we will take a look.
Please. We will absolutely take a look. Number 5 is what we're up to, though, on our list of top 7. I feel like I'm back in AM radio. Design a content strategy for your key accounts. So there are several different things that we can do with, or several different ways we can do this. I'm just going to list them here really quick, and then we'll get into each of them. But we're talking about doing prospecting by interview, original content that resonates, creates curiosity, and teaches them something new that gets them thinking differently and creates a compelling moment. And my God, the compelling moment is exactly everything is kind of like a funnel at that point. You're funneling down to create that compelling moment. And you can do that by prospecting by interview.
Yeah. So compel, and by the way, almost all social selling content should do what Bob just said.
Yeah,
We'll
everything.
talk, absolutely. But the goal, right? That compelling moment, it moves them from lurker to engager.
Yeah.
It allows us to see who it is that's engaging, right? So compelling moment might be, it's a call to action of some kind, but it could be as simply they end up engaging, liking, commenting, accepting a connection request, asking you to connect. But we need to identify who they are, and that's what the compelling moment does. Okay, so one of the things that we are really stressing, because we're seeing incredible success with our clients, we're still building it out for ourselves, but our clients are seeing great success on this, which is the prospect by interview. So what does this mean? So I've identified, let's say by industry, we are selling to automotive manufacturing parts companies. I don't know why I said that, but let's just say that's who we're and we've identified 47 in the country, and 19 of them we already have a first degree connection in. So I'm going to start in our 19 that we have a first degree connection in, search and identify who in that company do we want to interview. Then I'm going to go to my first degree connection and say, hey, Bob, I noticed that you're connected to Stan. I'm looking to interview him for an ebook that we're putting out in Q1. I'm wondering if you'd be open to introducing me. And now we're leveraging our existing connections to introduce us to a decision maker or influencer inside of that organization. Assuming that your first degree connection is not that influencer. If they are, fabulous. That's a great way to do this. So we want to interview 15 minutes on a call, grab their insights. If you do a really good job, you're also a little bit of discovery in there. So you're identifying some of their gaps as well as the insights that you're going to quote. This is a fabulous way to prospect, but there are definitely steps and stages, ways to ask, how to use the content, how to create that content, how to go back to have the conversation, how to take that content and socially surround their organization and use that content to get in front of others to prospect by interview. But quite honestly, this is one of the most powerful ways we can leverage content to start conversations.
Amazing. Amazing stuff. So, with that, everything that we've been talking about is kind of like one way you to other people. Now we're going to talk about, my God, social. We have to be social with people. How do we do that? A proper engagement strategy. So, engagement strategies, I mean, you need to be engaging with other people. The best and easiest way to do it, well, not the best, but the easiest way to do it is through just commenting on other people's posts and doing so in a thoughtful way that also promotes your thought leadership within the post, within your comment. The easiest way to do it, especially because when you do that, when you comment on someone else's post, you'll start showing up in their timeline. Your content that you post will also show up in their timeline. So besides getting your message out to the people who are first degree of the person that you're commenting on, you're also going to appear more in their timeline, which is great and can start sales conversations there. And that's just one way to do an engagement strategy, or that's one part, I should say, rather, of an engagement strategy.
Yeah. And well, the other thing, Bob, is if you have first degree connections that are prospects, go and ring their bell and you'll be notified when they share content. If you have a second degree or beyond that you want to follow or that you want to stay in front of, follow them and then ring their bell. They will be notified that you followed them, but it's a nice touch. And now when they share content, you don't have to worry about your news feed. It's coming into your notifications.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so you want to be very careful because right now I have way too many bells rung, and I'm seeing stuff that I'm not engaging on. So here's the litmus test: if you see someone 3 times in your notifications that you don't engage, unring their bell.
Yep. And we should talk really quick, just in case people don't know. What we mean by ringing the bell is you go to their profile, and then in the top of the fold section, so in other words, just kind of across from and to the right of their headline, you'll see a little bell. Click on that. You have rung their bell. It's really easy to do, but if you don't know where it's at, and you're probably seeing bells on people's profiles as you go through LinkedIn, you're wondering what the heck are those bells for? That's what they're for.
Fabulous. And I just have Debbie Harry in my head now. Ring my bell. Ring
No,
my
that's not Debbie Harry.
Oh, it's not?
No. Regina. Oh my God, help us in the comments. Regina, what's her name?
Anita Ward.
Anita Ward, that's right. Yeah, Anita Ward.
I've been giving Debbie Harry credit for that for so many years. It's not even funny.
Oh, I'm sure, she would probably like it and take it, although, So, the final one, we're gonna actually back up to what we first said, or our second point about taking inventory. So one of the things that Bryn said when you take inventory is to identify networking partners. And this is something that we are going to be leaning in pretty heavily here just for our own business development efforts here at Social Sales Link, is utilizing networking partners to help one another. So they're helping us while we're helping them. And that's important. This isn't a one-way street, so that all tide, so that a high tide rises, rises, wwhatever you want to say, all boats.
It
And
rises all boats.
yes,
Going with
exactly.
that?
Yep, we're going with that. So yeah, so definitely identify the good networking, either if they are already networking partners or could be potential networking partners, people who are complementary to what it is that you do. And one of the examples that I always give, because I was in this once upon a time, is like a real estate broker, for example. Some of their networking partners would be mortgages, would be title people, would be home inspectors. So, I mean, start whatever your business is, start
Mhm.
thinking along those lines to identify who you can help and who they can help you with.
So I'm going to throw in for the 2024 part,
Yes.
reach out to one a week. By the end of the year, you will
Oh,
have 52 referral partners, all that are kind of aligned. And you may be able to make some introductions
love it.
internally to them as well. But
Absolutely.
really, if you want to make 2024 successful, you have to rely on other relationships. There is no better way to enter a new relationship with a prospect than from another vendor that they already love. So if they have a realtor that they love and the realtor says, hey, use this mortgage person, they're not going to shop them, right? So build that strong group of referral partners, reach out to one a week. Oh, side note again on that. If you don't know who to reach out to and you don't have a lot on LinkedIn, ask your clients who they use and then reach out and say, hey, we both share a client. I don't know if you're open to networking, but I'd love to meet you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I like that. You can also ask Chat GPT.
Oh, that's true too. But well, that'll give you who, like
That
the high
that
level,
will give you, right, yeah.
not the
Yeah, but that will
actual
give you
individual.
ideas. Right, yeah, that won't give you actual names, but it will give you, potential businesses, some that you may not think of. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like Chat GPT for so many different things, but one of the things that I like is sometimes it surfaces things that you just don't think of, and you're just like, "Oh my god, that's a great idea." If you even get just one of those, your little chat session with Chat GPT would be more than worth it at that point.
I love it. That's awesome.
So we're gonna
Uh, yeah,
uh, are we wrapping up?
we are wrapping up. So I just typed in ChatGPT. It's taking longer than I'm used to see that it give you some names. Now, this is going to be the highest level of names um, that it, but it is. So you can say, give me a list of the top X, and it actually will pull names. So I just wanted to be a little clear on that you
Yeah,
could
no, that's
actually.
fantastic. That's fantastic. I would go to ChatGPT myself, but I am maxed out for the next couple of hours on my chat, so I wouldn't. So I physically cannot do that.
Oh, that's fun.
Physically in cyberspace, at least. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was messing around, and first time that I've ever run out of chats. So, with that, thank you again for joining us here on Making Sales Social Live. If you're with us live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, or X, formerly known as Twitter, right now, we do these every week. So keep an eye out for our live sessions, especially the one next week that we got coming up specifically on the profile for 2024. If you're listening to us on our podcast and you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe or follow button so you can not only access all of our previous shows, you'll be alerted when new ones drop. If you'd like more info on our podcast, socialsaleslink.com/podcast is where you're going to want to go. And we do 2 shows weekly. We do this one and our Making Sales Social interview series where we talk with leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and many, many more areas. Some that you wouldn't necessarily think would be good for you, but we know it is. So we talk to those people as well. So when you are out and about, be sure to make your sales.
Social.
I love that pause. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. And make sure that your 2024 is going to be an